I love traveling and visiting different places, but honestly, my traveling experience has been a little thin. I haven't done a lot of international travel, and I definitely want to do that. I've been, of course, to different states here in the United States. Been to Canada, been to Mexico, but one of these days, I'm gonna do some international travel. I just wanna see places that I've never visited, and there's some places that intrigue me. So I got to thinking, if I had an opportunity to choose some places that I wanted to visit, where would those places be? All right, the first one is Hong Kong. I've heard a lot about Hong Kong, especially the food. That's probably a prerequisite, by the way, is that it has great food. Just a few facts. Population is 7.3 million people. Wow. 75% of Hong Kong's territory is rural or country park. And it looks like they have the world's longest sea bridge, spanning 34 miles. Whoa, are you kidding me? That's cool. Oh man, that cityscape. Victoria Harbor. Yeah, I've seen that in movies. I'd love to see that in real life. Gotta visit Hong Kong one day. I've got some dear friends that I met in California, and they're from Chicago, and they moved to Chicago. That's where they live currently. And they keep telling me that we need to go visit, because apparently I've never eaten real pizza in my life. Reasons to go to Chicago. Architecture. Yeah, the skyline dazzles with some of the country's most iconic buildings. Okay. Local eats, of course, art, jazz and blues. All right now, the shopping. Oh yeah, comedy venues. Yeah, I forgot about that. Japan has always intrigued me. One of these days, I have got to visit Japan. Again, I've got some dear friends that live in Japan. They have said whenever I want to visit, All I gotta do is figure out how to get on an airplane and they'll take care of the rest. I like that. We also have some friends that are Brazilian, but you wouldn't know that just by looking at them because they're Japanese. Born and raised in Brazil, their primary language is Portuguese. They speak Spanish, also English, not a lick of Japanese. Formed of thousands of scattered islands, Japan's impossibly varied landscape stretches 1,864 miles, from the edge of Siberia in the north to tropical Okinawa, I don't know why I pronounced that, in the south. I didn't know that. Let me just keep it on the real. I would go to visit friends and eat food, because Japanese food has got it going on. Even though I've lived in the United States all of my life, I have never been to New England. I don't know why it's kind of a childhood glamorous idea to visit New England during the wintertime. You know, ride on a horse and buggy and check out the sights in New England. Me and snow really don't hang out with one another. I'm not really feeling that. But I think I would love to visit New England one day. By New England, I'm referring to these states: Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and so we're basically talking about on the other side of the world. I'd probably be interested in visiting some of the college campuses. Lots of tradition and history. I know that the architecture of buildings in New England is probably amazing. I'm not really a bed and breakfast guy. I'm kind of like a full service hotel guy. Camping? No, that is not me. But I'm checking out some of these places that they suggest for lodging. Mystic Seaport, near Yale and New Haven. Oh, this is cool. Norman Rockwell Museum. Oh, wow. I also know that because of my own ethnic heritage, New England probably will evoke some interesting emotional experiences as well. I suspect if I'm going to go, I need to take in the whole experience, not just the touristy, happy stuff. Why I have never visited New York City is beyond me. I think of lights. I think of Coney Island, which I'm told may be more glamorous than reality of glamour, but I still like to check it out. I think about culture and food. Again, I've got friends that live in New York, one in particular who is an amazing opera vocalist, and she's lived in New York for many, many years. One of these days, I gotta check out a Broadway show in New York. Lower Manhattan, Lower East Side, Chinatown, Little Italy, Soho, Tribeca, Greenwich Village, East Village, Brooklyn, Harlem. Oh my goodness, I would love to visit Harlem. Showtime at the Apollo? Oh yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, if you can make it at the Apollo, you can make it anywhere. I'd love to eat at an authentic New York deli. I bet you the food is on another level. If you visited New York or you're from New York, what places should I visit if I ever get a chance to go? Comment below and let me know, because I'm hoping that one day I'll get to visit. One of these days, I'd love to visit some place where the water is blue and see-through. Oh yeah, I'm talking the Caribbean or the Caribbean. How do you pronounce that? Caribbean or Caribbean? Guadalupe, Cayman Islands, the Bahamas, Jamaica, DR, Dominican Republic. I've got some friends in the DR, Haiti, Virgin Islands, Barbados. The Virgin Islands have always intrigued me, but also Jamaica, because I have a dear, dear, dear family that I love dearly. And the father of the family, he's Jamaican man. I have a terrible Jamaican accent. Snorkeling. What do you think? Should I try snorkeling? I love swimming, but I've not done a lot of swimming in the ocean. And snorkeling sounds fun, kinda. Better than being in the snow, I can tell you that. I've never really talked about this, but I'm into murder mysteries. That's probably for another video. But there's this cool BBC show called Death in Paradise. Have you seen that? You should check it out. And it's in the Caribbean. I love that show so much. Years ago, I was booked to do a concert, headline a concert in this little town. And based on circumstances and double booking, the concert was canceled and I didn't have a chance to visit Paris. But one of these days I'm going, man. Yeah, there's museums and then there's the Louvre. The pictures in this guide, I imagine they don't do that place justice. French operas, these beautiful canals in Paris. I didn't know about those. I'm not a wine drinker, and so I'm not interested in participating in the wine drinking. But the cheese, oh yeah, I'm interested. I suspect that the beauty and the history of that city would be an overwhelming experience of the senses, sight and hearing and taste and smell and touch. One of these days, I'm gonna visit Paris. Oh yeah. There were a couple of guides about London that I saw, but this one caught my eye. Sherlock Holmes, London. Did I mention to you that I like murder mysteries? Oh yeah, gotta check this out. Oh, this is so cool. The London of Sherlock Holmes is a city of the imagination. Arthur Conan Doyle did not extend himself in describing it. With a few deft pen strokes, he gave us fog and gas lamps, hansom cabs, gentlemen's clubs and operas, pawnbrokers and gin palaces, Wiley Street urchins and dull-witted Scotland Yarders. Oh, that is hilarious. I would love to visit London and experience everything there is to experience legally. When I think about London, I certainly think about tradition and history, but I also think about a great melting pot of people. I don't really know a lot about British cuisine. Is there such thing as British cuisine? I don't mean that as a diss, but I'm just asking. But the world seems to live in London, and I would love to visit that place. Again, I would love to check out the famous university campuses. I think there's some famous churches and amazing architectural structures there that I would love to visit also. The Royal Opera House. Is that available to anybody? Sorry for being ignorant, but it's not just for royalty. It's an actual place where ordinary people like me can go check out an opera. All right. I wonder if you can actually visit 221B Baker Street. always wanted to visit Switzerland. And honestly, I do not know why, because snow is not my thing. But I have always thought that Switzerland would be a great place to visit. And now that I live in the Pacific Northwest Ring of Fire with all of these volcanoes, I've grown in my appreciation for mountains. Cradled by Europe's highest peaks, Switzerland is the capital of alpine drama and rich in world-class art, culinary adventures, and fascinating folklore. Outside the cities, Switzerland is a land of mesmerizing natural beauty and twisting valleys, dizzying mountains, and shimmering lakes. Whoever wrote that did a really good job. The capital city, Geneva, looks pretty amazing. Often ranked as one of the world's most livable cities, there is more to Zurich than a love for money. Oh yeah, Swiss bank accounts. Again, the cheese. I'll tell you something else strange about me. Chocolate? I'm okay without chocolate. I've never really liked it. I don't know why. Probably the bitterness of it, but for some reason, when I was a small boy, the taste of chocolate just didn't ring my bell. Switzerland is known for chocolate. Even if I don't really like it that much, I'd still probably try some chocolate in Switzerland. Honestly, I want to visit Switzerland when the sun is out and the sky is blue. That would be my preference. However, if you sent me some airline tickets and it happened to be during the wintertime, I'd still go. Oh yeah, I'd go. There you have it. Those are a few of the places that I'd love to visit one day. There's a couple of other places that I'll mention. They're more than honorable mentions. They're actually places that I'd like to visit, things that I'd like to do. I'll mention two. One is here in the United States, and it is Old Route 66. I would love to drive and travel Old Route 66 and just stop whenever I want to stop, go whenever I want to go. Hopefully, those stops will be with mattresses that are comfortable and don't hurt my back. And then the second place I'd like to visit, the second thing I'd love to do, I would love to take a ride on the Orient Express. One of these days, I'm going to do that. All right, well, thanks for taking this journey with me. Maybe if I visit these places, you can journey with me those places too.